Could the Seattle Seahawks finally get the offensive guard help they've been looking for? On this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, we're going to talk about a new trade rumor involving this guy, Wyatt Teller, the all-pro guard of the Cleveland Browns. Could he be on his way to the Pacific Northwest? We will discuss that possibility and more coming up in just a matter of moments here on this edition of Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. If you want the Hawks to add a guard, all you got to do is hit the like button on today's video. Folks, it's getting a little desperate around here these days, and we need all the good luck we can get on our side. We need to send a message loud and clear to John Schneider that we need some help on this offensive line, specifically at the guard spot. Hit that like button, and we'll get going here on Seattle Seahawks Today. A new trade rumor, courtesy of the 33rd team, is suggesting that the Seahawks make a trade for Cleveland Browns all-pro guard Wyatt Teller. Wyatt Teller has had a very good career to this point in the National Football League, and the Browns, in the midst of a rebuild right now, they've already moved on from several players and could be looking to unload on Wyatt Teller. I was reading the Browns SB Nation site a while back, and they describe Wyatt Teller as the Browns' most tradable player at this juncture. So what about the idea of him coming to Seattle? Here's more from Ian Valentino of the 33rd team. The Seahawks have one of the youngest and least proven offensive lines in football. Remedying that before it's too late must be a priority for the Sam Darnold signing to have any chance of succeeding. Calling Cleveland about a three-time Pro Bowl right guard would be a good start. The Browns were rumored to be considering cutting Teller last offseason because of his bloated salary number, but ultimately brought him back and restructured his deal. He's in the final year of his contract with a $2.8 million base salary. This, my friends, is very intriguing. And I'll say this. We'll go over the numbers in just a bit. I know it says final year at $2.8 million, but there is more money than that when it comes to what he actually would get paid and cap numbers and all that. So it doesn't sound quite as nice as what that indicates, but at the very least, it's very interesting, and you have my interest on this potential move. More from the 33rd team. Trading him won't be cheap and would actually cost Cleveland money this season. But it's possible Seattle could incentivize Teller to tear up his current agreement in exchange for more guaranteed money in coming years. Only 30, Teller is still a premier pass blocker and mauling presence in the run game. He's coming off a year where he missed 4 games, so his trade value isn't too high relative to how much of an upgrade he'd be. Cleveland would benefit from clearing off future cap space and getting younger, while Seattle can parlay a day 3 pick for a quality veteran. Sign me the hell up for this, folks. You're telling me here that Seattle can help out this offensive line that needs all the help they can get with a quality starter in this league, and I'm only having to give up a day 3 pick? Great. Let's do it. This is the move we've been waiting for, folks. I understand. It's been frustrating. Times are tough the last few weeks. Sitting here seeing guards go to other teams and John miss out on a couple big names, and you bring in Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, DeMarcus Lawrence. All that's nice and well and sounds good, but doesn't matter if the offensive line doesn't get fixed. Now you bring in Wyatt Teller potentially. You got the draft coming up. Let's roll. Should the Seahawks trade for Wyatt Teller? I'm in. It's our pinned comment today. T for trade, P for pass. Jump in the comment section and let us know. Now, if the Seahawks were to make a move for Wyatt Teller or somebody else, you know what's going to happen? We're going to talk about it here on the channel, as we have done with every single move the Seahawks have made. It has been a fantastic few weeks here on Seahawks Today. You guys have been incredible with our live shows, the new subscribers we picked up, the likes, the comments, the super chats. It has been incredible. I love you guys with the bottom of my heart, and I really mean that when I say that. You don't have to agree with me on everything. I know I am your fearless leader, but we like diversity around here, diversity of opinion, diversity of thought. And whether you agree with me on everything, maybe you're just looking for some news and analysis or to have a good time. We do it all right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Turn on notifications so you stay alert and never miss a moment on our new content. If you bring in Wyatt Teller, this changes everything for Seattle when it comes to this offensive line situation. Because now, all of a sudden, all right, I have a very good left tackle in Charles Cross. I add Wyatt Teller, an all-pro caliber guard. They seem to be optimistic on Olu. Abraham Lucas looked pretty good when he came back from injury. Then I got just one more spot to fill at that point. You're feeling a lot better about the situation if that were to be the case. Now, here's the idea the 33rd team is throwing out there. And it almost sounded too good to be true, right? Of just giving up a 4th-round pick, and then you get a 6th-round pick back in Wyatt Teller. I was talking to my buddy Matthew Peterson in the Browns Report. I said, what do you think of this idea the 33rd team's throwing out there? And he's like, you know what, actually? That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a trade the Browns would take. So if the Browns are willing to take that, this is an easy A for me. That's a great movie, by the way. Who's that, Emma Stone that's in that movie? Yes, this is an easy yes. Yes, if you're the Seattle Seahawks to make this deal, if that's the offer that's out there, I would be on the phone right now if I'm John, like, let's do this. I mean, at that point, too, before we go any further, let me say this. As frustrated as we have been, and we've been very frustrated over the last few weeks when it's come to these ongoing offensive guard situations and missing out on players and this solution not being solved here, if you pull off that trade and bring in Wyatt Teller, you've done a lot better than anyone you could have brought in the market, all things considered. That's a win if that happens. More on Wyatt Teller. Let's tell you about him. 2018 5th-round pick out of Virginia Tech. He's a Hokie. That's one of the crazier mascots in college football by the Bills. After 1 year, he was traded to the Brownies, and he's been really good in Cleveland. 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time second-team All-Pro, 2021 to 2023, and 2020 and 2021 for his 2 second-team All-Pro campaigns. His numbers, according to Pro Football Focus last year, solid across the board. Seattle would take that at a heartbeat, I can tell you that much. Overall grade 62.6, pass block grade 63.1, run block grade 61.6. And then to give you some further details on Wyatt Teller, let me tell you about some other things that he's done as well on that front. Last year, allowed just 2 sacks, and he got called for about 6 penalties in 2024 as well. I can live with those things. 6 penalties isn't great. 2 sacks, that's fine. But there's still a whole lot more good than bad here. Those are things I can deal with. Pro Football Focus said he was the best run blocker in the entire National Football League that plays American tackle football in 2020. So you heard the 33rd team earlier talking about his pass blocking abilities, and then Pro Football Focus is saying, look at his run blocking abilities. That's nice. That sounds great. Who's a guard you'd like to add to this Seahawks team? Is it Wyatt Teller or is it somebody else? Give me a name in the comment section that comes to mind. Weigh in and let us know. Cooper Kupp jerseys on sale now at chatsports.com/Cup. And I am excited to have this guy here. Hopefully we get some offensive line to protect him and look out for him. But nonetheless, Cooper Kupp is home. No better way to be supporting your favorite team than to be rocking out with your hawk out with one of the newest members of your Seattle Seahawks, especially if you're a Washington native. If you are somebody in the great state of Washington, especially on that eastern side, you got to be getting this jersey. I mean, like, come on. What are you waiting for? Chatsports.com/Cup. Free shipping is available as well. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. That's chatsports.com/Cup. Seattle.com/cup to get yours today. So I promised we would talk about the Benjamins, all about the Benjamins. And you heard the 33rd team say $2.8 million was the number they gave out there. In actuality, it's closer to $15 million with a $14.17 million cap hit. But as the 33rd team mentioned, if you rework the deal and give him some more guaranteed money, then you can lower the cap number. Seattle can afford this right now. They can. But I would think that if they want him, they want a long-term deal, so they'll get a more adjustable, workable cap number on that front. There is still time to get this situation right. Believe me, I understand the frustrations of not having the solutions we've been hoping for. But a trade like this makes a ton of sense. Here's what you do, John. All right, if you're listening closely. Here's what you do here. You trade for Teller. That's step one. Then step two, draft another interior offensive lineman in the draft. And all of a sudden, you're cooking with gas. I mean, at that point, the bacon, it's all greasy. It's crispy. I mean, it's so good, make your tongue slap your brains out. You got some good bacon with that gas all of a sudden. Like, now we're talking, and now we're talking about Seattle being a playoff team, if that's the case. If you enjoyed today's show, which I don't know how you couldn't have, hit the like button. Let's send a message to John. We want Wyatt Teller here. Make it happen. See ya.